What is golf? You take a metal rod with a head on the end of it, and you hit a tiny white ball toward a little hole in the ground. Then you turn to others around you and you say, "Gee, I hit it straight that time." This is a sport. A Scotsman invented golf, a guy in a skirt who liked to drink whiskey. Golf symbolizes, to me, a pot-bellied, middle-aged, balding man. Success. Why? I can traipse around the clubhouse in my expensive golf clothes, and I can act the big shot, and I can tell myself, other guys have to work, but I can hang around the golf course. Golf is a sport that even fat men with heart murmurs can play. Golf is kind of like playing polo without the horse. You walk very short distances and you swing at the little white ball over and over again. Supposedly, if you're doing it right, the little white ball gets closer to the hole with every swing. After you swing, you get into a toy car powered by a battery and you drive to where you hit the ball. Then you get out and do it all over again. Get back in the toy car and drive again. Golf is the only sport that, since you don't sweat because there is no discernible physical activity, allows you to wear designer casual clothing purchased at a tiny shop on the golf course where they mark up the apparel over 500%. After you've hit the little white ball perhaps 98 times, you can then swagger into the clubhouse and order a triple martini or an executive thick-cut, medium-rare, cholesterol-laden steak. After that, you joke around with cronies and slap each other on the back. You can get better at golf by reading books on the subject, by watching instructions on YouTube, or by taking expensive lessons from a pro at the course who is not good enough to become famous. He will tell you that the most important thing to do when you go to tee up is to learn how to properly address the ball. Say, "Hello, ball." Sometimes famous people play golf. Those who are the best at getting the little ball in the hole in the ground, they are often followed around the course by hordes of strangers, people who have nothing better to do in their lives than follow around someone who is hitting a little tiny white ball toward a hole in the ground. If you're golfing good, this is called playing below par. But if you're sick and not feeling well, that's called feeling not up to par. See, golf is always the opposite. In other sports, the more points you have, the better. Not in golf. In golf, less is better unless it's the green fees, the membership dues, and the prices in the pro shop. There are many nonsensical terms in golf. For example, bogey. Bogey, this is where you're hitting over par. Bogey is named after an old dead actor, Humphrey Bogart. Or shank. Shank is where the wrong part of the club strikes the ball. Sounds more like an unexplainable sore on the inside of your mouth. Then there's birdie. The drunken Scotsman invented this term, the drunken Scotsman who invented golf. He thought the little ball looked like a baby bird, a birdie. There's a hook and a slice, and then there's something called a mulligan. A mulligan, this is where you take a free second stroke. Mulligan was the drunken Irishman who mowed the very first green for the drunken Scotsman who invented golf. Then there's the bare lie. The bare lie, this is where you don't have any grass underneath the ball. It could also be where you tell your golfing partner that you shot a 7 on the last hole instead of an 8. The bare lie. Okay. Handicap is no handicap because you're shaving strokes off your real score based on your ability. Shouldn't we call it a hypocrite? I have a hypocrite of 15 strokes. If you accidentally hit the ball at someone, you're supposed to yell, "4!" Why 4? Why not 8? Why not 28? Why not, "Hey, look out, there's a ball coming toward your head"? In golf, we often make pronouncements to ourselves even though others are standing around. For example, you might hit the ball and say, "I'll take it." That means you made a good shot. "I'll take it. I'll take it." Or you give the ball a command. After you hit the ball, if you see the ball is speeding toward a sand trap, you say, "Get out of there. Get out of there." Or you may say something truly profound like, "That's very nice to know. Very, 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 very nice to know indeed." See, look. The ball almost wound up on the green that time. Golf is a sport of silence. In baseball and boxing, the fans scream. In golf, there is silence. Or people may whisper while you're hitting the ball. There's very little sound to be heard except the gentle whirring of the toy cars. The bottom line is, if you play a round of golf and you have 1 stroke less than your opponent, you win. This gives you the right to go to your opponent and say, "I won 1 stroke less than you." seriously though, folks, golf is a great sport. It's a great game. It's one of the few sports that almost anyone can play, and it's also a sport in which, unlike some other sports, almost never does anybody ever get hurt playing golf. So thank you. You're a wonderful audience. You're beautiful. I love you. Now I'm going to demonstrate the proper way to hit a golf ball.